Good afternoon, and thank you for joining me here at Sam Houston Elementary. My name is Hector Cáceres, and I'm the principal here. I want to thank you for being such amazing parents and for joining us in becoming part of your education of your child's education. We know it's not an easy task, and we know it's been a tough road, but we do appreciate all your work. Today, we are going to be covering our instructional plan for Sam Houston Elementary. And it all begins with our COVID-19 questionnaire. So as our staff comes into work, they would have to answer those questions before they enter. Um, we do ask our students to do the same. So if you will provide those questions to your child at home before he either loads the bus or gets on the car to join us here. Um, we do uh, have those questionnaire posted in the front for our visitors. If you do answer yes to any of those questions, please stay home. Please go back home. Help us keep COVID 19 out of our campus. As we begin school on Monday, the 21st, we begin with our bus transportation. We will have bus monitors to make sure that we are keeping social distancing. Um, they will also be taking temperature for our students as they load the bus. It is very important for you to know that parents are being asked to stay at the bus stop to ensure that your child is permitted to load the bus. If your child has more than 100 degrees temperature, you will be asked to take your child home. Um, on the bus, our monitors will make sure that the seats are being kept apart. Only family members are allowed to sit together. Everybody else will be used in a crisscross pattern, and um, there will be some social distancing before you get to the next seat. Um, as we unload the buses, we will start from the front so that we make sure that that social distancing and that spacing is provided. Um, So when we continue with our morning entry plan, um, when you do have your students dropped off, we will continue with our traditional model. We will drop off in the front of the school. The only thing that has changed this year is that staff is no longer permitted to open the car doors. So we ask that you be patient and understanding. As you arrive to the front, you will be met with the staff. Please unload your child. Staff member will take their temperature, and if they are clear, you'll be allowed to drive off. If your child does show signs of temperature, you will be asked to take your child home. Um, as they come in, we will ask for them to sanitize by the doors. Pre-K to first grade will be held in the cafeteria. Second to fourth grade students will be held at the gym. Our teachers will be arriving at 7:30 this year. So as soon as they arrive here, they're going to start taking their children back to the classroom. That is going to minimize the amount that we are going to be holding in the cafeteria and the gym. As our morning bus riders arrive, they will be unloaded at the gym. We will have staff to monitor social distancing as well as ensuring that they sanitize their hands before they come into the campus. Again, our second to fourth grade students will stay at the gym, but our pre-K to first graders will be walked to the cafeteria. If there's any child that does walk to school, that child is going to be asked to enter through the front doors, as we will have our nursing staff there able to monitor their temperature and to make sure that they are directed to either attend or go to the cafeteria or to the gym, depending on their grade level. Please know that everybody will be required to have temperature checks. All students and staff will be required to have their temperature, and if their temperature is above 100 degrees, they will be sent home. We do have a protocol for a second temperature check for all those students that naturally run a high temperature. Um, our nurse will do a second temperature check. Um, if it happens more than once, we will do a 30-minute um, evaluation of that child's temperature just so we can find their individual core temperature, and that will give us a better measurement on that child and how to evaluate whether that child is really running a high temperature. At Sam Houston Elementary, we are requiring face coverings for our students. Um, for our pre-K 3 to second grade students, they are required to either wear a face mask or a face shield. For students in third and fourth grade, they are required to wear a face mask at all times. We are going to ask our students to maintain 6 feet social distancing. We are going to encourage a lot of hand washing and hand sanitizing. One of the things that we do have here at San Hughes Elementary is hand sanitizers on every doorway, so that enable us to make sure that our students are keeping their hands clean. Now, if you do have a child who cannot wear masks due to some health reasons, we do have a protocol for that. Um, the first step is to contact administration. You will be asked to provide medical evidence as to why that child cannot wear a face mask. If it is found that your child meets all those requirements, we will ensure that your child is being kept at 6 feet of social distance, as well as creating a covered learning environment in the class where we can put clear covering on his desk or her desk so that she can have a safe learning environment and be protected. As we move into our breakfast procedures, um, breakfast will be served in the classroom and it will be monitored by the classroom teacher. The students will be served using a grab and go station, and this will minimize their exposure. Lunch procedures, the meals will be served to some grade levels at the cafeteria and some grade levels in the classroom. This will ensure social distancing here at Sam Houston Elementary. Um, and again, it will be served as a grab and go. Um, our students will receive 45 minutes for lunch. Unfortunately, at this point, our recess will be closed for the year. Um, but we are going to do a reevaluation of that after the first week. We're going to see if we're able to provide recess outdoors and provide it in a safe manner. So I will send you an update if it is the case that we could provide that. Um, as we transition from remote instruction into some of our students joining us in the classroom, I want to make you aware that you are keeping the same classroom teacher, and the classroom teacher is keeping their same students. Um, you will notice a change in scheduling. We are going to send you an update as we send all the stuff out with a new packet distribution. You will receive a new schedule. You will receive all the new information as well as new lesson plans. Um, so be on the lookout for that. Understand that there's going to be some changes as we meet the requirements of PE here in the classroom and in the at the campus, as well as providing all the other services at home. So be aware and please be on the lookout on Class Dojo for updates. Our attendance, whether if you chose to stay remote, our attendance procedures are as follow. Your attendance or your child's attendance can be taken when your child joins live instruction. If you aren't able to join live instruction, your child can be counted present if they submit their daily assignments. Another way that you can provide attendance is through a phone call communication with the teacher, and you can spend 5-10 minutes talking about the assignment, any questions that you have regarding learning. Now, if you have selected to join us in person, attendance will be taken when your child is here. That is the one and easiest way. Now, in any of those cases that you do the COVID-19 questionnaire, and it does show that your child answers yes to any of those questions, whether it be a sore throat or whether it's your child taking medication to keep the fever down, um, know that you can keep your child at home for that day. If your child is able to meet all the requirements for attendance as a remote student, your child will be counted present. So you do have that comfort this year, and we do have that leeway from TEA. Um, so if your child feels sick, by all means, please keep him at home. Um, Make sure he joins his live instruction. Make sure he or she submits their work, um, so that your child can be counted present for that day. Now, if your child is absent constantly for 3 or more days, you will be getting a phone call from administration, um, just so that we can understand the situation and we can better guide you. Now, for example, if a child likes to miss Mondays and Fridays, That is more than 2 consecutive days if we include the weekend. So you will be receiving a phone call. If your child does that constantly or 3 times per 6 weeks, you will be asked to keep your child at home remotely um, instead of in person. There will be physical education here at Sam Houston Elementary. We will provide physical education outdoors as much as possible. We do understand that weather does play a role in that. So we do have a nice big gym here at Sam Houston Elementary where we can actually um, do some PE classes indoors and have more than 6 feet apart for every child. Um, Obviously, we're not going to be doing any kicking or tagging with each other, but they will be able to do jumping jacks and all the exercises in place. Um, One of the things that I want you to know is that our playground will be closed for the year. So um, we are closing that down. It's just not efficient. We just won't be able to sanitize after every use. Our music class will continue, except this year our music teacher will be going to the student's classroom instead of the students going to her classroom. This is going to minimize exposure and ensure that our children stay safe in their classroom. Now, as we move from one place to another, please know that our hallway traffic is going to be reduced. Um, we are going to have directional travel, so your children will be going to go one way on the right side and one way on the left side. This minimizes them bumping shoulder to shoulder with each other or touching each other as they pass around the hallways. We are going to have staff monitoring the hallways and asking all teachers to make sure they open their door and keep an eye out for social distancing. As we look into dismissal here at Sam Houston Elementary, please know that we are dismissing in the same traditional way. Um, Pickups will be in the front of the campus, and buses will be in the back. What we are implementing is a staggered dismissal procedure. Um, Pre-K 3, Pre-K 4 will be dismissed at 3:15, kindergarten at 3:20, first and second grade at 3:25, and third and fourth graders will be dismissed at 3:35. What this does is allows the student to walk safely to their designated areas without having to be congested with the other grade levels at the same time. What we do ask of you parents that like to get off and pick up your child here in the front um, is that you can no longer do that after 3 p.m. So if if you can help us in staying in your vehicle, driving up, and we'll be able to take your child to the front so that you can safely pick them up. Again, this is for your safety and ours as well, and most importantly for your children. So we do ask in your cooperation on that. So as we look in our campus isolation procedures related to COVID-19, if a student displays any symptoms of COVID-19, that child will be immediately separated from one another, and that child will be sent to a nurse for evaluation. If the nurse does determine cause of concern, the parent will be held in a holding area and be asked to be picked up by the parent. That child will be asked to meet all criteria for reentry before coming back to school. Same thing for a staff member. If that staff member displays symptoms, they will be asked to be monitored by the nurse. Um, and if they are sent home, they will be asked to meet all requirements for reentry. If a student has a lab confirmed COVID-19 test, it will be separated immediately from the office designated. It will be sent to a designated holding area, and the student will be asked to stay home until cleared by our nursing staff. Um, so students or staff who are determined to be in close contact to a lab confirmed case, they will be asked to self-quarantine for 14 days. All communication will be sent out to the nurse or through administration, and is going to be provided through phone calls. Please do know that we are going to be sanitizing all our areas as much as possible and throughout the day. For our visitors will be required to wear masks at all times. Visitors will have to ensure they meet all the requirements from our COVID-19 questionnaire. And visitors to our campus is limited to emergency situations. And upon entering, you will be receiving a temperature check. At no time will our visitors be permitted to interact with any of our students, and you will be asked to remain in the lobby at all times. I do want to cover one thing that I didn't have on there is our water fountains. Right now, we're in the process of receiving our touchless water fountains. We will have them here as soon as possible and get installed as soon as possible. Um, what I do want you to know is that we have taken steps to ensure that there will be a water bottle available for every child for the first couple of weeks as we get those things installed and ready for use. Uh, so please know that your child will have a water bottle, and that water bottle will be individual for him or her. Um, so as you buy those extra weeks of time, please ensure that you are purchasing a reusable water bottle for your child that they can bring home. So once our touchless water fountains are installed, your child has access and is able to safely get water for him to drink. Um, I will keep you updated as those things are getting installed and as we can service that so you're able to send those water bottles to school. Um, this year at Sam Houston Elementary, we have modified our vision. So we are Sam Houston Proud. So we have our Sam Houston Pride. Pride stands for positive, responsible, important, determined, and engaged. And that's exactly how we feel about our children. And that's exactly how we want to portray ourselves as administrators, as teachers, as office staff, custodians, and all our members here want to show that we have that pride, that we are positive, we are responsible, we are important, we are determined, and most of all, we are engaged with each other. Um, so thank you for being an awesome parent, and thank you for joining us in this journey of providing education to our children. If you have any questions at all, please email me at Sam Houston here at hector.caceres@laferiaisd.org or aleidachapa@laferiaisd.org. And again, we're available for you on phone calls. So our number is 797-8490. Also, most of you are free to message me through Class Dojo. I will post this video on Class Dojo. We will post it on Seesaw. We will post it on our school website so that you're able to see it. And if there's any questions that I have not been able to answer for you, please feel free to contact us. Thank you so much for being great parents, and more importantly, thank you for being awesome home teachers. Okay, thank you.